The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning. We'll wait just a moment and then we'll get started. I'll go ahead and give a couple of housekeeping items while we're waiting for all of our attendees to get logged in and here. Welcome to our webinar today. If you have any questions, there is a place to type those in. It's on the little panel. There's a chat panel on the right-hand side of your screen. And we'll do our best to address those during or following the presentation. And if we don't get to your questions today during the session, I'll certainly follow up with you afterward directly and can assist you with your questions. Well, it's right at after 11, so I will go ahead and introduce myself. And my name is Michelle Drort. I am the Director of the Privacy Data Systems Sales and Marketing team, and I work primarily with our financial services, legal, and small business professionals. And my colleague that's with me today is Ray Blackburn, and he's the Director of our Client Services and Support Division. He's our resident technical expert today, and he's going to be leading a product demo in a few minutes. Following the webinar, I will send a copy of this presentation, and it has my contact information in the back for any follow-up questions or needs that you have. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and get started. First, I wanted to give a quick overview of just who we are and what we do. We've been here since 2006, and we provide secure communications and privacy technology. We work with various industries, mainly in the healthcare and financial services. As you know, there's lots of rules and federal regulations around how and when electronic transmission of data is allowed, and also what levels of security need to be employed when sending data that contains personal information over the internet. So also we're the technology provider for a USO program that's called Smiles Over Miles. It's a secure video platform for our troops to communicate with their families. Just a little intro here. Email, as I'm sure you know, has always been a fast way to send a note or transfer some document files to your recipient, but regular email doesn't have the needed level of protection that you need to have in order to protect your client's privacy and their financial information. So any information such as Social Security number, financial records, and other personal identifiers shouldn't really be sent via email at all, and I feel that fax is often questionable as well. But, of course, in today's world, digital transmission is fast and easy, and the clients want it, and they want to be able to communicate quickly with you to get the service with the speed that they're used to with the internet and email. So there's all kinds of technical terms, encryption, data facilities, authentication. All of these are ways to protect the sensitive information, but it doesn't have to be complicated from a user standpoint or from your standpoint to have all of these security measures available to you, even if you work in a small office setting. What we offer is a solution that's really an alternative to email. It's easy to use, doesn't require any sort of IT assistance or installation, and it provides elements that email does not, such as proof of delivery, tracking on your messages, and then there's robust features such as electronic signatures and ways to pull back a message that's already been sent, and it allows you to be more paperless, which is another big big thing these days. We have a full suite of software that is available for you with just a single sign-on. So normally where you might have to shop and purchase several different pieces of software or even install hardware to get all this functionality, we have a product that allows you to have all of these features from your computer. And it doesn't require you to have to hire an IT person to help you install it because it is totally web-based and available from any internet-connected computer. So we will give a brief demo and we'll show you how all of this works in just a moment, but I wanted to give you a very high-level overview of the basic architecture that we employ with all of our products. First of all, this is sort of a complicated looking picture here, but it just shows how when you send an email to a recipient or multiple recipients, the message and the files that are attached travel over an unsecure pathway, and it's called a store and forward architecture, which basically means that copies of this message can be stored at multiple stops along the way. And when you hear about email hacking and things of that nature, it is because there's multiple ways that someone could access a message or the data within a message because it is stored in many places on the public internet. Now, Privacy Data Systems, our platform, uses a private encrypted pathway, which means when you send a message, which we'll show you here in just a moment, it does feel a lot and look very similar to an email product, but you're actually composing and transmitting this message on an encrypted pathway, and it does not travel the public internet. Your recipient gets an alert that they have a message waiting, and that alert can come to them via just regular email or text alert, and all they have to do really is just click a link to receive the message that you've sent to them and their files, and they can enter an access code in order to open the message. But again, they're involved in a secure encrypted session when they read the message. So during none of this has your message traveled this unsecure pathway. So we'll show you how all this works in just a moment. I'm going to switch over to Ray, who can give us a quick demonstration of how this works. But if you have any questions about this during our demonstration, please do feel free to type it over there and to the side, and I'll be looking, and we'll try to address those as they come through. So now I'm going to switch controls over to Ray Blackburn, who will show us a little bit more about this privacy suite. So let me switch over to your screen, Ray.
Okay, thank you, Michelle, and good morning to everyone. Bear with me one moment. We're going to have my screen up in a second. So now what I want to do is just give some visual references to the privacy suite that Michelle has reviewed for everyone. And to start with, I'm in my Outlook, and I wanted to start with this example just to help you see how if you were potentially working in your email and you realized that you needed to send some information to a client, but it needed to be private and it wasn't necessarily appropriate to send over normal email channels, you can click your Privacy Data Systems tab. There's a login button available to you there, and once you click that, it'll move you straight over to your to the login area or straight into your Privacy Data Systems account. And so you'll notice we're in a encrypted connection, just like you would see if you were completing online banking. And once you're on the login page, You just enter your email address, which acts as your username. You have a security image there just to make sure you're going into the right place. You can type your password, or if you have an enrolled fingerprint, you can even scan your fingerprint as I did there. And so now that we're inside the account, I just want to point out a couple quick things, and then we'll actually send a secure message. But from the account dashboard, you have some tips on helping you get off to a good start, items that we recommend that you complete to be familiar with your account, the ability to refer others to the system, and then a tab that provides direct access to support, some frequently asked questions, direct access into our full support desk that includes lessons about all aspects of using our system, and even a video library that shows you how to do a lot of or work with a lot of features that we provide. Across the top, you have the ability to go into your inbox and outbox and to send messages. You have a vault area. You have a Signature Plus, which is our e-signing capability that we'll touch on in just a moment, a place to manage your contacts and groups, and then just a drop-down area that helps you manage different aspects of your account, including some download tools that we have available to you. I'll point out quickly the vault before we actually send a message, just so that you can see. And one of the areas that Michelle mentioned in the Privacy Suite is secure storage. You have a vault that comes with 2 gigabytes of storage. You have the ability to save files, upload very large files, and manage documents that you want to keep in a safe place in an online environment inside of your vault. You also, when you send a message, can attach files directly from this place as well. So what I want to do is just move over to sending a message. And in this example, we're going to send some tax returns. That we have a client that needs past tax returns that they've requested from us. And so we're just going to, once we've moved to the Send e-Package screen, which I accessed off the main menu, we're going to type in a subject. You can see that I've got a saved signature that it automatically includes. And in this example, I'm sending to John Smith as my client. And here are the tax returns you requested. So I'm just typing in a quick message. And then once we have that, we have a couple of options. We have features available to you to send up to a 20-minute voice recording or up to a 10-minute video recording, which simply works by just having a plugged-in USB web mic or camera. If you do not need to add anything other than the typed message, you can move on to the Recipients tab. And in this area, you can choose a recipient, or if you're sending this to a group, you can choose from existing groups. I'm going to pick, because I'm sending information specifically to John Smith, I'm going to pick him from my drop-down. I do have the ability to create a new contact if it's an individual that I have not sent to before by just simply clicking the area I just highlighted. I'm going to move down. I'm going to pick John Smith from my recipient list or from my contact list, and it's going to open up his information. Once it does, I'll have a couple of options available, and then we'll also move to the next tab where I actually attach the documents. But now that it's showing John Smith, I, at this point, can move on, but I just will quickly point out that there are a couple of features available that are in all accounts that you can choose to include a text alert, since there's a cell phone number, and that's just an added notification method, like Michelle mentioned earlier, in addition to the email alert that they'll receive. There's access requirements, and in this example, I've added an access code which acts as a password that will be required before John Smith is able to view the information. We even have restrictions that you can apply that prevents downloading and printing of any files that you send. So just wanted to point out those extra features, but they're obviously not required. But now that I've got my recipient, I'm going to move on to the Attachments tab. And in this area, I just simply pick any files. If I've got an existing file that I send regularly, I can pick that file. Or if it's a new document, in this case it's a specific tax return, I'm going to look for it on my network or on my computer's hard drive. So I just click to upload a file. I'm going to click Upload New File, and then I'm going to just move and look for that document. In this case, I'm going to send 2 returns. So I just pick those. I click Open. I'm going to upload those files and make them available to be sent. So you can see I'll just quickly move through the process. It's going to let me know that the documents are attached as soon as the process completes. So I see that there's 2 documents attached. and I am at this point ready to click send. And so I'll go ahead and hit the send button, and that's how quickly you can securely send a tax returns or any other information that you need to send to a client or to any party. All you need is their valid email address. And before we switch hats, we're going to put on the hat of the recipient so that you can see what it would feel from your recipient or your client's perspective to receive the information. I'll go to the out box just to point out that in this area you can see past messages sent. In this example here, I can see that a message was sent, a form that I requested a signature on, and I can see that the message was accepted. That tells me that they actually opened and viewed the document. And these last two messages that I've sent, I can see that delivery is still pending. The status is in a pending mode, so it means that they have not actually viewed the information yet. And inside this outbox, you have a log. So on this message that was open, I can actually view the log, and it'll let me know what events have happened. So I can see the date and time stamps of when the message was created and sent, but also when John Smith received the message. And in this case, it was a document that we asked him to sign. I can see when he signed it and that he actually viewed the document after it was signed. So just wanted to point out before we leave this area, again, that you have a log for each message sent. And any of these messages, you can go in, you can look at when it was created, when it was sent, when delivery was accepted, and if they downloaded any of the attachments, and if they viewed any of the attachments. Each one of those events will be logged, so you'll always have peace of mind in terms of your client's interaction with the information that you sent over. On the last message that was sent, we can see that it was created, sent, and an email, SMS alert, text alert was sent, but we can see that they have not opened it. Once they do, that'll be logged in this proof of delivery log for that specific message. And I'm going to move on to another feature now. We're going to actually take delivery of a Signature Plus, which is our e-signature feature. I'm not going to go through the full annotation process of preparing a document for someone to sign. We're going to go straight to actually signing the document, and I'll explain it a little more there. But I just wanted to point out that inside your account, it looks very similar to sending an e-package. You have the ability to create a message, pick your recipient, and then pick a document that you want to have any of your recipients or contacts sign, and you can send it to them, and they can digitally sign that, and you'll receive a copy back immediately from that contact. So at this point, I'm going to log out of the account, and we're going to switch hats, and we're going to put on the switch to the role of your actual recipient. And so this is the person that you've sent your communication to, that you're wanting to receive either in the first example, a tax return, and in a second example, I'll show you had a form that you needed that recipient to sign. So I'm going to pick the message that you saw me send. We're going to open that up, and what happens is, and I'll click it one more time just so you can see it open straight in this window. The recipient receives an e-package alert. It's just straight into their email, letting them know that it's from you as the sender. They see their name as the recipient. It has the subject. All they do is click the blue button. That takes them into a web page that, again, as I pointed out when we logged in, is an encrypted connection, so they're in a safe connection with our servers. And we requested that they enter an access code, and so I'm going to type in the access code that was requested, and then John Smith has to acknowledge that he is the intended recipient. And then they're just able to open e-package, and then they're able to view the full contents of the message. So as John Smith, the recipient, I'm able to see the typed message that you sent me. I'm also able to click on the Attachments tab and actually click on View or Download for any of the files that were included. So both of these tax returns, I can just click Download, save them to my local drive, and I have the information almost instantly from the moment that you send it from your account. I also have a secure reply button, even though maybe I'm not an account holder, so that I can respond back to you in a secure manner with any questions or input I have based on what you sent me. So that's just a quick look of what it looks like to receive from your client's perspective a tax return example or any other file that you would need to send to them. the next example that I want to show you is the signing of a tax form in this example. So I previously sent this one to John Smith in advance of this meeting, but I'll open it up so that you can sort of see the process is very similar and can envision how your clients could sign documents that you needed to send over for signature. Again, we were opened into an encrypted connection. I'm entering the password that was required for me. John Smith is verifying it's his, providing acknowledgement to his identity. And now it looks very similar, but it's a Signature Plus message. So we've got a typed message. This is letting me know that I need you to sign the form that's included. So all I do is John Smith is I click the document requiring signature tab, letting me know that it is not signed yet. So I just click on sign this document. And when the original sender created the file for John to sign, they annotated where they needed signatures, and you're going to see that when this opens up. It's going to show me as the recipient where I need to sign and anything else that I need to add to this document. So we'll just give it a moment to load. And once I've actually added my signature and added any other information that was requested, I just simply save those annotations or those updates. So I'm going to type in my name as John Smith. I'm going to apply that so you can see now that it added the signature where it was requested from the sender. And then I'm going to add the date and apply that change. So that quickly I was able to open a file, sign it, and I'm going to save the signature and the date. I'm going to click continue, and you can see now that it is updated in my view that I can see that I have the document has been signed. I can actually view the document or I can download it. And at that same moment, the Ray Blackburn who sent the document to John Smith for the signature has received back a notification providing access to that signed document. So all those things happen instantly once the document is saved. So that is the e-signing capability that I wanted to point out and show to everyone in attendance. And along with that, at each step of the way, as the original sender, I was receiving notices. So just to show you what came into my email, it's telling me that the message was delivered. So I know that the tax returns that I sent to John Smith, once he opened those returns, I immediately received a notice. So I knew instantly that he had access to those forms, and I could view the log later for additional details in terms of downloads or how he interacted with the forms. But I just wanted to point out that you do receive an instant notice. I have one last piece to show you, and before we conclude, and this is we've touched on sending a secure message. We've touched on the e-signature capability that's included with your account and the secure storage in your vault area. The last area to show you is what we call a secure inbox. And I'm going to start on a CPA's website. That's a client, and you can see in this example, you do not have to have a website to deploy the secure inbox. You can do it through email or various ways, but in this example, we're going to do it from an actual website. So Ronald D. Shore CPA, on their website throughout, they have the ability for people to click a link to send them anything that needs to be sent from a personal standpoint and make sure that it's done securely. They provide a link to that on their Contact Us page, but they also have a page specifically for this capability. So any of their clients that come to their website or any contacts that need to send this firm information, they're able to click provided links in the site. And what this is doing is providing you as a firm, all of your contacts, anyone that needs to get information to you, a pathway to do that securely. So the first few things we focused on were you sending information out. This is how you can receive information from your contacts or from your clients. And you can see how we just clicked the link from Ronald Shore's website. It opened us into an encrypted connection. We're no longer on Ronald Shore's website, but we still have his name and branding. And from here, anyone that needs to send over information can pick which person in the office they need to send it to. In this example, we'll just pick Ronald Shore. they just type in a subject and whatever corresponding message they want to include. Then the party that's sending over the information to Ronald Shore will type in their information, add their phone number if they wish, and then on the attachments tab, they can go through the same process we did a moment ago and just pick any files that they need to attach, and then click send, and Ronald Shore will instantly receive an email alert that provides a pathway into that information. So the secure inbox is your inbound capability that we offer. That is what we call the secure inbox. I will stop with that, and I'm going to let Michelle join back for the final comments. And thank you for allowing me to take you through our system.
Sure. I hope everyone can hear me now. We did have a couple of great questions come in, and feel free to type in any questions. I will address a couple of those at this point, and then also let you know about how we've got the 14-day trial here. So you can certainly, if you have not already received or signed up for a trial of privacy data systems, you can do that here on our website, and it's a 14 days access to be able to test out and try all of these features at your firm. But let me just try to address some of these questions. The first question is regarding Outlook. Yes, we did show examples here this morning with using the Outlook email program. Now we have an Outlook plugin that allows access to the privacy data systems platform using a toolbar that you can install into your Outlook, but actually Privacy Data Systems does not use your email program to send messages, so you can certainly use this system regardless of the type of email that you use for your non-secure items. And so that was a great question. There's another question about the access code. We have found that a good best practice for financial services providers and also healthcare, which is a very easy access code to remember, is oftentimes the last 4 digits of Social Security number, because of course everyone can recall what those numbers are, and it's just an easy way to utilize a uniform process for that. Now, you do not have to put an access code onto the messages that you send, but it is a secondary level of protection. And that way, if you're sending some confidential financial information to one of your clients, perhaps their email address is shared within their family or someone else has access to that. But if you put that access code on there, then of course only your client will know what code to enter. So it's just another level of protection for them and for your firm. I also have a question here about staff. Can my staff use the same account? We have found that in certain cases, especially if you have a small office situation, you know, as long as the information that's being sent and received is appropriate to be viewed by yourself and perhaps your coworker or your colleague. We do have instances where a person signs up for an account and uses sort of a group email address. Now your login to Privacy Data Systems is your unique email, which is where you'll receive alerts and notices of proof of delivery, etc. So I can certainly discuss that offline, but any other additional questions, I'll be happy to answer those for you. This our website, privacydatasystems.com/CPA, has some good information here, and again, sort of some recap of the features that are helpful for CPAs, especially during the busy time to be able to quickly send files and have some forms signed online, things to speed up and cut back on postage costs. So please do feel free to visit our website after the session and sign up for a trial. You can also view our pricing and plans, and it's a very cost-effective solution. Our professional version is only $14.50 a month, so as you can imagine, it can cost less than a single overnight envelope for an entire month of unlimited use. So please do reach out to us directly with any questions that you have, and as a follow-up, I will send a copy of the presentation that you've seen today, and it's about 30 after the hour, so I want to wrap up here and thank you all for your time, and I hope that you found this helpful and look forward to speaking with you individually. If you will, just call us or shoot us an email, and we'll be happy to help. Hope everyone has a great day and enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you very much.